Check this out. Compact nuclear fusion reactor is very likely to work. Studies suggest. This is cool. Fusion reactors. And it's I'm just going to read it. This is crazy. A series of research papers renews hope that the long elusive goal of mimicking the way the sun produces energy might be achievable. Yes. This is awesome. Now the sun isn't eternal, but it's going to last a long time. And, it's burning, but it's not burning out. Well, technically it is burning out slowly, but incredibly slowly. Let's see, here's a picture. A stainless steel vacuum chamber that is part of the International Thermonuclear Experimental Reactor, a large fusion energy project being built in southern France. Let's read about it. Scientists developing a compact version of a nuclear fusion reactor have shown in a series of research papers that it should work, renewing hopes that the long elusive goal of mimicking the way the sun produces energy might be achieved and eventually contribute to the fight against climate change. Awesome. This is great news. Construction of a reactor called Spark, which I actually have a picture of. Check this out. Here is a concept image of it. So I guess it's not actually that large. This is a human in comparison to it. That's pretty small. Imagine that. All right, let's read about it. It is being developed by researchers at the Massachusetts Institute for Technology, isn't it? Yeah, MIT, and a spin-off company, Commonwealth Fusion Systems. Is expected to begin next spring and take 3 or 4 years, the researchers and company officials said. Although many significant challenges remain, the company said construction would be followed by testing, and if successful, building a power plant that could use fusion energy to generate electricity, beginning in the next decade. Finally, a new engine. This is incredible. I'm going to keep reading about this because this is amazing. But what that right there, that sentence, that is insane. That's what we needed. This is what I've been talking about. We need to get off steam energy. We've been on steam energy for so long. Nuclear reactors now, all they do is just heat up water with nuclear energy to provide steam to spin turbines to create electricity. That's it. Steam's been around forever. So this is new. This is the next level. This is awesome. All right, let's keep reading about this. This is awesome. Although many significant challenges remain, the company said construction would be followed by testing, and if successful, building a power plant that could use fusion energy to generate electricity beginning in the next decade. Man, it's crazy. The ambitious timetable is far faster than that of the world's largest fusion-powered project, a multinational effort in southern France called ITER, for International Thermonuclear Experimental Reactor. That reactor has been under construction since 2013, and although it is not designed to generate electricity, it is expected to produce a fusion reaction by 2035. Bob Mumgard, Commonwealth Fusion's chief executive and one of the company's founders, said a goal of the Spark project was to develop fusion in time for it to play a role in mitigating global warming. We're really focused on how you can get to fusion power as quickly as possible, he said. Fusion, in which lightweight atoms are brought together at temperatures of tens of millions of degrees to release energy, has been held out as a way for the world to address the climate change implications of electricity production. Like a conventional nuclear fission power plant that splits atoms, a fusion plant would not burn fossil fuels, and it would not produce greenhouse gas emissions. But its fuel, usually isotopes of hydrogen, would be far more plentiful than the uranium used in most nuclear plants. And the fusion would generate less and less dangerous radioactivity and waste than fission plants. Yes! This is so awesome! But the hurdles, sorry, I'll keep going. But the hurdles to building a machine that can create and control a fusion plasma, a roiling ultra-hot cloud of atoms that will damage or destroy anything it touches, are enormous. Some scientists who have worked on fusion for decades say that while they are enthusiastic about the prospects for Spark, the timetable may be unrealistic. Reading these papers gives me the sense that they're going to have the controlled thermonuclear fusion plasma that we all dream about. says Carrie Forrest, a physician or a physicist at the University of Wisconsin, who is not involved in the project. But if I were to estimate where they're going to be, I'd give them a factor of 2 that I give to all my grad students when they say how long something is going to take. So maybe, does that mean twice as long as they're saying? Spark would be far smaller than ITER, but about the size of a tennis court compared with a soccer field, says Dr. Mumgard, and far less expensive than the international effort, which is officially estimated to cost around $22 billion, but may end up being far costlier. Commonwealth Fusion, which was founded in 2018, has about 100 employees and has raised $200 million so far. Oh, and here's that Spark. This is just the concept, I guess, picture. Since experiments on fusion began nearly a century ago, the promise of a practical fusion device that can produce more energy than it uses has remained elusive. Fusion power has always seemed just decades away. Well, maybe we are truly finally just decades away. That might turn out to be true in this case as well, but in 7 peer-reviewed papers published Tuesday in a special issue of the Journal of Plasma Physics, researchers laid out the evidence that Spark would succeed and produce as much as 10 times the energy it consumes. This is awesome. The research confirms that the design we're working on is very likely to work, says Martin Greenwald, Deputy Director of MIT's Plasma Science and Fusion Center, and one of the project's lead scientists. Dr. Greenwald is a founder of Commonwealth Fusion, but has no current affiliation with the company. MIT. I got to give it up to MIT. Every time I hear MIT, they're coming out with something awesome and new, something exciting. And this isn't just exciting. It isn't just new either, because this has been for a century. Someone out there has been working on this. But I mean, MIT in the 80s, they made touchscreens, and everyone laughed at them like, what do we need touchscreen for? And then that kind of went away. And guess what? Everyone's using touchscreens, everything now. Everything's got a touchscreen. I mean, not computer screens, but that's okay. It's crazy. This is the future. All I can think of is space. Obviously, my mind goes to space a lot. But if we had fusion power, that we were able to power an engine that created 10 times the energy that it needed to run, that's craziness. That means we can fly around almost indefinitely. I mean, if we can go out and mine and get the stuff that we need to power the engines, then we can travel around. Now we need to figure out a way to propel ourselves faster, get to the speed of light, break the speed of light, avoid the speed of light at all. Maybe warping time and space is into our future, having some sort of crazy manipulation of gravity to help us. The engine and speed is an issue. And then, of course, reversing that speed to be able to come to a stop at the location you're going to. Of course, I'm getting ahead of myself with my excitement of space traveling around. But this is incredible. This is finally that new engine that I've been waiting for. Now, if I find out this is just steam energy, I'm going to be a little bummed. But I didn't hear anything about that. It seems like they kind of talked about a little bit about splitting atoms to produce, where did I read it? It was kind of in the beginning. Well, it doesn't matter, but I don't think this has anything to do with steam energy. This is just really incredible.